Ready? Hi, folks. Welcome back and thanks for tuning in. I'm Tim Martino, Parts and Service Manager for Pavement Technologies International Corporation. Today, I'm here to showcase the 2025 Stratos Asphalt Distributor. This is one of our base models. It's a 1,000-gallon unit. And as we walk around the machine here, I'll show you some of the features, the rigid construction that it's built with. Starting off with the frame, you've got rigid steel construction. This unit being a 1,000-gallon unit, has a GVWR rating of about 13,200 pounds, which is why we have two 7,000-pound axles to carry the trailer down the road, featuring beefy 16-inch wheels and tires with a load G rating. That's a 14-ply construction on the tires to ensure that they're rigid going down the road. You're not going to have any blowouts, any problems with weight. And as we walk around here, you'll see that we've got good aluminum diamond plate fenders on here that holds the spray wand assembly. Moving around to the back, you've got the rear deck plate that houses the spray wand and the spray bar, the air compressor, burner assembly, the hose reel with a 3/4 inch hose and 50 feet of hose for all your spraying applications in residential driveways or commercial jobs. You'll see as you work your way around that you've got folding spray wings on the spray bar that extends it from 8 feet out to 12. So you've got an 8-foot midsection and two 2-foot fold down wings on the outside. And each of these wings has spray tips and valves on it so that you can control where the spray comes out and where you want to direct it. And as you move around the side here, you'll see a operator platform. This is where a rider can be on the machine controlling the operations of the valves. And in order to do that, you can reference the operation of valve charts to direct material where you want to, whether it be the spray wand or the spray bar, or returning material back to the tank, or cleaning out the system at the end of the day. While we're back here, we'll show you our digital thermostatic controller. This is where you'll set the temperature of your material inside of the tank, and it sends an electric signal to the 12-volt Beckett burner, allows it to come up to temperature, and it has a certain set point that you set it to, and that allows it to turn off once it reaches that desired temperature and kick back on when it gets lower than your desired temperature. And then you have an analog thermometer on the back to compare the two temperatures in different spots in the tank. And when you're operating this machine, they should be just about the same. You may get a little bit of differential while you're heating up your material. And once you start recirculating it and everything becomes the same temperature, the difference between these two should be very minimal. You'll see the 12-volt compressor on this side as well. Puma compressor. This controls the air valve. So with the press of a button, we have a remote control system that's wired to this air bank. And this is an option that's added to this machine so that with the press of a button, you can control the pneumatic valve on the back to allow material to go to the spray bar. That would be this valve number 7 that you see on top, the big yellow one. That's a pneumatic over electric valve. So with the key fobs, you can press a button, kicks the valve on, allows material to flow to the spray bar. You hit the button again and it shuts it off. The operation of valves is something that we encourage our customers to learn. You got to become familiar with the machine. The charts are there as a reference, but once you operate this thing a few times and you get used to it, it becomes like second nature. It becomes very easy to use. You'll know which valves you have to open in order to perform the specific operation that you're looking to do, whether it be spray out of the wand or spray out of the spray bar or return material back to the tank. So there's directional arrows on this rear manifold, tells you which way the material is flowing. All the valves are nicely numbered, so there's no confusion on which ones need to be opened and closed. And then you see the operations here, they're lettered. So for example, one operation would be solvent recovery. This would be the first one you would do at the beginning of the day. You would recover all your solvent out of your tank. You'd reference this chart for the back valves. And then there's another one up front that you would reference, and that'll tell you what positions your valves need to be in the front to perform that specific operation. Just as you see up here, operation of valves. These are for the positions of the front. They're all nicely numbered up here as well. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very easy thing to kind of remember is that everything on the front of the machine is the suction side on the pump. So it's pulling from either the material tank or from the solvent tank, or it's pulling clean air in. It's taking that and pushing it to the rear of the machine, and that's the discharge side. And in the rear of the machine, you'll be directing the material where to go, whether it be back to the material tank, out of the spray bar, or out of the spray wand. Right now, we've got it set up with a trailer doctor, so we can show you that the lights are all working. We've got great bright LED marker lights. There's a spot on the top for a strobe light. That's another option that can be added onto it. And you got another light that slides out here. This is for the driver. When they're operating the machine, they can slide this light out. And with the key fob, it's the same key fob that controls the air valve in the back to allow material to go to the spray bar. Two buttons, A is on, B is off. When you press the A button, you start spraying. The bright LED light shows that it's spraying in the back in case you can't see all the way behind the machine. And then simply the B button turns it off. When you're done, you just slide it back in. This machine is featuring a 60-gallon per minute pump. It's a Viking K124A pump, 2-inch ports. It's coupled to a Briggs & Stratton 14 horsepower gasoline motor. It's a direct couple with a 6-to-1 gear reduction. This motor is electric start and pull start. It has a 20 amp charging system that ensures that your battery stays charged while you're running your burner. Up front here, you'll see your battery box. And that's tied into the engine with this switch here. So you have two positions, or three positions really, off. One would be charging your battery from the vehicle. And over to two, you're charging your battery from the onboard engine. Now, if you're charging from the vehicle, you got to make sure that your truck is wired up with a 12-volt auxiliary port on the trailer plug in the back. The trailer plugs that we use on here are a very standard 7-way flat RV style. You'll see them on most trucks. It's standard round plug, 7 flat pins. And this is how you can plug into your truck and charge the battery from the vehicle. You've got a strainer basket assembly so that any material or solvent that you're pulling through this pump has to go through the strainer basket first. This will eliminate any chances of foreign debris getting in there, damaging the pump prematurely, and getting you jammed up in the middle of a job. We got a 10-gallon solvent tank here. You can add your biosolvent, whether it be soy-based or whatever you use for your solvent. Circulates through the machine, cleans out all the plumbing, goes all the way to the back, and cleans out the rear manifolds. And then there's an air clean out as well. And then on the other side, you'll see the bright yellow diesel fuel tank, 15-gallon tank here. This supplies fuel to the burner in the back. We do have a diesel engine option as well, which would come with its own fuel tank, but that would give you one fuel source instead of gasoline engine and diesel fuel. We got a nice maintenance label up here. It tells you when you have to maintenance on the engine, the air filters, fuel filters, and etc. Very easy to see level gauge. Obviously, if you're in the red, you're exposing the flues on the inside, so you never want to operate the burner while it's in the red. You want to keep it above that to avoid any cracking and damaging the flues on the inside. And as we work our way around, we'll see that we have a nice hand wand. We've worked on the design of this quite a bit through the years. It's very ergonomic and friendly now. We got a swivel on the end of it, a handle that also doubles as a valve to allow material to come through the spray wand and spray on the ground and turn it off and control the flow rate. And then a drip valve at the very end so that you don't make a mess after you're done spraying. You'll see the burners controls back here. This one, it happens to be electrical panel number 3. So you got 2 switches, turns your burner on and off. One of the switches will bring up the power for the thermostatic controller. And as I said, they're nicely labeled. So all these electrical panels that you see with the labels on them, be it number 3, number 4, number 5, they'll all be referenced in the user manual to allow you to diagnose in the field, or if you have any kind of problems with it, you'll know which electrical panel to reference in your manual. The compressor is set up from the factory to build pressure up to 125 PSI. Once it gets down to 90 PSI, it automatically kicks on. That'll only lose air pressure however many times you press the button. When your button kicks on and off, it's using a burst of air to open and close that valve to allow material to flow to the spray bar. And as you can see, the fold down wings on this unit, like I said, we have an 8-foot midsection and 2 2-foot extensions to bring it to 12 feet. So when you fold these down, we get a 12-foot spray. And you just unscrew these from their transport position, fold them down, store your pin in there. And now you've got a 2-foot extension off of each side of it. You can control each valve individually. You can skip a valve if you don't need a full spray pattern and you only need them every foot. Right now, they're every 6 inches, so you can cut them on and off as needed. We do also have a fully circulating spray bar option. We call it the Duo Flow setup. Not only is it fully recirculating so that you can bring solvent into the spray bar and back out and back into the solvent system, but it also serves as a dual hose pumping into the spray bar. So when you're spraying material out of a Duo Flow option, you'll come in from 2 sides. There'll be a hose here coming in and a hose here coming in, and it will simultaneously fill the bar at the same time from both sides and give you more equal pressure and faster spraying time. As soon as you hit the button, it's spraying instantly. So that is an added option. Like I said, this is a base model. So to run this setup, you got to come back here, you open up the valves and you set it up for where you want to spray, and then you press the button, it sprays out. The Duo Flow option, as I said, you can recirculate back into the machine. With this one, you have to catch the material to evacuate it at the end. On the back of the operator platform here, when you first get your machine, you're looking for your keys. You want to see your manuals. Everything's located in this box, locked up in the back. There's 4 little flathead screws on here. Open this box up. You'll have your engine manual, your operator manual, your parts manual, your keys for your engine, your keys for your lockbox and the electrical panel, and everything that you'll need in there. There's even some spare parts, a couple extra O-rings, and a couple of little extra clips for the spray bar. This is also an insulated unit, which is another option. You see this nice shiny aluminum skin on the outside. Underneath here is 2-inch ceramic wool insulation. It wraps the whole tank. Helps for heating retention, so you won't have to use the burner as frequently. Once it gets up to temperature, it'll stay there longer with an insulated unit. The other option is to have one that doesn't have the skin or the insulation. It's just a steel tank, yellow paint, or whatever paint you decide to pick. There also has an option for the overnight heater. This one does not have it. Like I said, it's a base model, but just down here at the bottom of the tank, you'll see a 2-inch port, and we offer a 110 volt or a 220 volt overnight heater option. That's not necessarily for heating cold material. It's just to maintain warm material for colder temperatures so that when you go out the next day, you don't have to heat it from 0. It's already preheated, maybe up to 150 degrees, 120. It's not meant to completely heat the whole system. You do have a spare tire holder, another option. You can get it with a spare tire mounted right on here. Um, and this one does happen to have a computer option. This computer is a Danfoss DM430, comes in a nice protective case. It's basically a communication device to pick up a pump speed from a proximity sensor and a ground speed from radar mounted on the lower axle. And that will give you a formula. The computer does all the math for you and basically gives you an option to put in the rate that you want in cubic yards per foot, and you'll tell it what rate you want, and it'll tell you how fast you need to drive your vehicle in order to hit that target rate. So you've got a ground speed sensor and you got a pump speed sensor, and based on how much material you're pumping in gallons per minute, will give you the ground speed that you need to hit your target. So that makes it really easy, really user friendly. We have 2 ways to fill the machine. You can fill in through the top, calling up. This is the most common way when you go to a plant. They'll ask you to pop open the top. There's a big strainer basket in there and a dipstick to determine the level. There's also an option to fill from valve number 3 here, which is normally what we call the air clean out valve. But if you wanted to hook up a 2-inch hose and pull from another tanker or from another asphalt distributor, you can hook up a hose here and use the onboard motor to draw that material out of whatever tank you're taking it from through this valve, pass it through the plumbing, and pump it into the tank with the machine's own motor. The 1,000-gallon capacity for this one is a standard. It's the biggest one we offer on a trailer unit. We can go 400, 600, and 1,000 gallons on a trailer. If you want to go bigger, you move into a skid mounted option. That would be a DMS 400, 600, 1,000, 1,500, or 2,000 gallon units. The 1,500 and 2,000 gallon units are truck mounted only. And for some of the guys that are looking to be able to get a machine that doesn't require a CDL. We offer the 1,500 gallon so that it keeps it underneath that weight, and anybody with a regular license can drive it around. Um, very, very user-friendly electrical control panel. You open this thing up, you'll see the radio transceiver, the main switch. All the wires are nicely labeled. So if something goes wrong and you need to do an electrical diagnosis, everything's nicely labeled, matches up with the manual. We're always going to recommend that people get a multimeter, carry that around with your machine. If you need to do any electrical testing, it'll save you tons and tons of time. But these things they're really rugged and they're very reliable. So we don't have many problems out in the field. We get great replies from our customers, and they're always looking to buy more. So 2025 unit. All your information for your serial number, VIN number is right here on a nicely stamped plate. The year of production, GVWR, all the necessary stuff you need. And you'll also notice that we have the National Association for Trailer Manufacturers compliance sticker on there, which we're really proud of as well. So I appreciate you guys taking your time to check out the video. Thanks for tuning in again. I'm Tim Martino. Give us a call, 518-218-7676, or check us out on PavementGroup.com. Thank you.